Welcome to our YouTube video training course on 4 steps to adding more business value as a category management professional. I'm Sue Nichols, President of Category Management Knowledge Group, and I'm the facilitator for today's session. David Ford is the President of Ford Consulting Group, and he and I have partnered on the development of this course. CMKG develops great category management e-learning, and specifically, we have a course called Increasing Your Effectiveness in an Analytical World, aimed towards category management professionals who have too much to do and too little time. David has developed a great tool called No Time, which helps you to assess your activities and outcomes in an online diary and Outlook. These two tools in combination create a powerful program that can help you to get to a new, more strategic place. Today, we're going to show you how. In this session, we're focusing on something that most of us don't like to do. We're focusing on ourselves. We're going to review some of the reasons that we tend to lean towards more low-value work. Then, we'll introduce you to 4 steps that will help you to add more business value. And finally, we'll give you some ideas on creating action plans for future change. So why do this self-assessment? Better use of time is a productivity and thus profit to your employer. Using time more effectively is quite subtle and complex. Only you, with the help from others, will know enough to make wise decisions. A fresh lens on what you do will result in new ways to decide what and how to do what you do. Ultimately, you'll be more successful. This is really important for several reasons. First, we all struggle to balance work and life. The nature of knowledge work and how much of it is created in reaction to the unpredictable often tips the balance towards work at the expense of personal activities. Second, we feel if we put in long hours, our burning the midnight oil will add more value. This is rarely sustainable. Your financial security depends on adding value, not just spending long hours at the office. Third, everyone struggles to make more accurate time estimates for larger projects. This means we sometimes run out of time before we can finish the succinct, sharp answer. By better understanding the work that you do and by making changes to your approach, you'll benefit by better time-life balance, financial security, and job satisfaction and pride. These are the 5 general reasons that David and I have seen time and time again for low-value work. You may be able to think of others. Let's review each of these reasons in more detail. First, the hammer and nail analogy is true. It's human nature. We all have far more comfort with the familiar and don't like to step out of our comfort zone. We also try to jump right into the answer without necessarily proving the origin of the problem. The quote that you see here by Mahan Khalsa is great and very appropriate. We want to find the solution before we really understand the problem. Next, in many organizations, job descriptions leave the execution details to the individual. Here's a mission picture for a team. It leaves the boss and everyone on the team with a lot of wiggle room, and most of them really don't provide direction. As a result, the connection from the day-to-day to the mission is really left up to the individual. But who has time to really examine and decide what they do? The results are a reactive workday filled to the brim with challenges and often overtime. Next, we need to consider the priority problem. Priorities are set by the filling of requests as they come in or putting them on to-do lists with due dates in the future. The unexpected executive request trumps all of the plans of everyone, disrupting the list and efforts until everyone answers the executive's question or prepares what they need. When there is breathing room, and I do this too, you look at your to-do list and how do you make the decisions on when you do have some time on your hands? What's your biggest priorities? So based on this, how do we cope? We do as much as we can for as many as we can. It's scary. Maybe we learn a lot, or maybe we learn to cut the wrong corners, providing data when we should be providing more analysis and discussion and ideas. Ultimately, this ends up in us being really busy and really responsive. Work quality can diminish when work is rushed or completed in long overtime hours, which can result in output that doesn't equate to great business value. This chart captures the hours spent across different category management individuals within a team. The red line is logged in at 35 hours of time. All of the columns above the red line are overtime for individuals on the team. Often, the teams most willing to change are the ones redlining to meet the crush of requests as quickly as possible. And really, this does not equate to good business value. So now that I've explained the whys, I'd like to share with you 4 steps that we believe will help you to add more business value. The first step is dealing with the discomfort at the idea of examining what you do. Many organizations hire good people and then leave them to do their job without providing direction in how to properly complete projects, without providing processes for some of the more tactical work, and without providing insights into time management recommendations. Once you overcome the discomfort of completing an assessment, you need to classify your activities into 3 classic categories. This includes office time, counseling, and projects. CMKG's e-learning course provides you with examples on how to log your results over a period of time to really understand your current situation. Ford's Know Time add-in for Outlook provides you with an automated logging tool to start tracking your time instead of having to do this manually. By categorizing our work, we develop Value Radar to assess where our time actually goes from a much bigger picture perspective. Once you've kept your diary for a few weeks, you need to do a subjective assessment to really understand the value to the business that your activities contributed to. Do this impact to the business assessment by asking peers, bosses, and team members what they did or what they do with what you provide. Don't feel bad if a lot of it's still sitting in in-bins or not used. That's not because it wasn't perceived as being important at the time. But if it's not being used, that's a clue that in the future, your time is going to be better spent somewhere else. In CMKG's e-learning course on becoming an effective analyst, we also cover how to work more efficiently in some of the areas where you may have noticed that you spent a significant amount of time. Next, it's important to achieve a behavior change to connect the business and personal goals based on the outputs from your activity diary. By tying in personal and business goals across the different categories of work, you'll achieve a better work-life balance, less overall time working, and employee satisfaction, plus better business results for your organization. It sounds like a win-win to me. The last thing that you need to do based on the outputs from your activity diary is to look at the time spent across the different classifications of activities today and create new targets and outcomes. At this point, you'll love having an ongoing activity diary so much that setting the targets becomes easy and very measurable. Based on these targets, you need to create a personal action plan to make specific changes to the way that you approach your day-to-day work. It's the first step in making changes in your future work. As you create your plan, applying some basic rules about goal setting will help to ensure its success. You may have heard of these referred to before as SMAC objectives. Examples of SMAC objectives are included in CMKG's course. With a combination of CMKG's e-learning course on becoming an effective analyst and David's Know Time tracking, you'll find new and strategic ways to leverage your time and increase business value. CMKG's e-learning course on increasing effective analysts is only $99, and it includes a video in our e-learning center, reference documents, testing, workshops, and downloadable notes. Know Time is available free for a 30-day trial period as an add-in for Outlook. It allows you to easily track your activities on an ongoing basis. Here's how you can access both the e-learning course and Know Time to ultimately achieve increased business value. I hope that you found the information in this video useful, and thanks for your time today. If you have any questions about our programs, please don't hesitate to contact us. But I do challenge you to start thinking today about how you spend your time for a more effective tomorrow. Have a great day.